Hello, hello, good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Let me just do this little stuff. All right, there we go. All done. How is everybody doing this afternoon? Hello, hello. It is Tuesday. I keep wanting to say Wednesday. I feel like I'm a day ahead. But it is Tuesday. It is Octopus Day. We're going to be learning how to draw an octopus today, which is continuing our Water Week theme that we will be doing all week. We have a fish doodle page tomorrow. So tomorrow will just be a big page of a bunch of fish. And then later in the week, let's see, Wednesday is a pool party. Thursday is a pool party. Friday is a cute drawing about drinking water. And Saturday sip and draw will be ocean. Please keep in mind that tomorrow is our last live draw of the week. The drawings on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will just be posted in full. It will be a link to the drawing, which will be on YouTube, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. So, yeah. So live today, live tomorrow, and then a little brief hiatus from the live. So yeah, water today. I don't really have any other announcements that I can think of. You guys have any questions for me today? Anything going on you want to chit chat about? I'll turn on my light while I'm waiting for you guys to even catch up. I know there's always that delay, and I will show you the drawing. So here we have our octopus. Again, I've kept it pretty simple. I'm just drawing the octopus on the rock. You can add all sorts of things to the background if you want to do, a big ocean scene behind him. You could even make him smaller and add lots of stuff in the background. But that's what we're focusing on today, is this cute little octopus. You can make him any colors you like. I think especially in the octopus world, there's really no right and wrong. I have done purple, a light purple and yellow. I did his little suckers pink, and put him on a gray rock, but you can really play around with coloring for your octopus. You could do the little shapes on the head or not, lots of different changes that you could make to this drawing to make it your own. I had a lot of fun seeing your mermaids yesterday. A lot more of you shared them yesterday, which was nice. And some of you did some more realistic looking Little Mermaids. Some of you copied the art that we made, but I love it. There's lots of fun additions, little bonuses in there. I love seeing your guys' drawings. So this drawing, I know I tell you once a week, we're going to do, just pen, and we are going to do that today. So today is going to be a pen drawing. This is, an easier style of drawing to pull off in pen, since we're just kind of branching into this pen lifestyle. I don't want to go with anything too terribly difficult with pen yet, but we might get a little more advanced with that as we go on. Took you a minute to find me, really? Remember, you can always look under the announcements tab and it's always there. So if you don't see it right on the page, just open up the area that says announcements. That's what I always do at the start of the video. I'm adding it to daily drawings. That's another thing. You can look in the topic daily drawings, and I'm adding it to announcements. So to begin my octopus, I'm just going to draw a open-ended oval. So I'm drawing an oval, but I'm not going to close off the bottom part of the oval. So it's open-ended, not finishing the circle. And now we're going to work on those tentacles. And, you know, these, there's really no rhyme or reason to these. I'm just going to kind of do some wavy lines. Some of them will be more narrow than others. I'll stop this one here because I want this other one. I want some overlapping to be happening. Little flub of words there. So see, I'm putting this one on top of that one. I'll do one here in the middle that's maybe a little more pointy. You're just kind of doing these wavy lines. Some are more pointy, some are more rounded shapes. I'm going to have this one come back into the octopus. Why did the octopus cross the road? To get to the other tide. I like it. And then I'm going to do a leg that's in, oh no, I'm not going to see that leg because it would have the rock. Okay, so we're going to do a leg here off to the side. And then on this side, I'm going to have two. I'm going to have one that's a little bit lower. And then another last one that comes up from the back here. Because how many legs should I have? I should have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're assuming these, the ones connected to the body, these are the legs on the front, and these 3 are the legs that are kind of on the back. And then once you have the legs on, you want some of the legs to show the tentacles, or show the, the underside of the tentacle, the sticky, the little suction parts. So what you do is you just start drawing, like here, I'm going to start at this line, and I'm going to do kind of a wavy line that comes down, curves in. So this will be part of the underside. I'll do one right here as well. This one I'm just going to have be straight, like you're not seeing the underside of it, but this one I'll show some of that underside. Maybe it's just right there on the side. That one I'll cut. This one I'll leave, and then this one I'll cut. Oh, my pen. So see, now you have these division shapes inside of your tentacles. And then what you'll do inside of those shapes is you'll draw little ovals or little circles. So they end up looking like the underneath, the little suction, because that's what the octopus uses to attach itself to either what it's resting on or to maybe capture its prey. Capture its dinner. And there's no real rhyme or reason to these ovals. They don't need to stay in a perfect line. They don't have to all be the same size. You're just kind of filling in those spaces. Some of them too, you might only see part of the oval. You know, if the space is more narrow like this, maybe I'm just seeing some of the section. And then I have another right here, a little skinny. That one right there. And you could do design, you know, you could put some lines in the tentacles or some little dots, some texture. You can design your octopus however you want. All right, no problem. You can do it later. Remember, there are just as many people who do these videos not live. They wait till they're posted in full and then they watch them so they can pause. And that is perfectly all right. For the eyes, I'm going to do 2 circles. There are many drawing videos myself that I have done on YouTube. Sometimes I'll do other people's, and I pause all the time. So, and then I'm going to do that big curved open mouth. So I put the big drop down so it looks like it's open. And then I'll put a little tongue inside. You could even give him a little tooth in the center if you wanted to make him look even a little bit sillier. Let's do 2 little eyebrows. And then for the eyes, I'm going to cut this circle off to the side. And then I'm going to put a circle of light in each eye. In fact, maybe I'll do 2. I'll do a little one down here too. And then I'll just color all of this space in black. And when you're coloring your octopus, you know, you could do the octopus in multiple colors too. Sometimes you see these beautiful octopus that are shades of like red and orange and yellows. They kind of fade into another color. You could do that also. I actually think today I'm going to make my octopus red. I'm going to do reds, oranges, and yellows again today. Just coloring in that eye. And then I'm also going to color in the inside of the mouth here. Which you could also color this in using whatever color you're coloring the octopus, but just color it darker. So it has that shadowed look inside, but I'm just doing black. And then I'm going to do some little spots on my octopus's head. So I'm just doing these wavy blobs. That's what I'm going to call them. So some will be along the outer edges. Some will be inside the shape in full. See, just wavy. Some can be smaller. I'll maybe put one more right in here. Now you could do these all down the body. You could put some inside of the arms. You could give yours a little top hat. Maybe yours is wearing a bow tie. There's kind of lots of funny little things you could add into your octopus. And then I'm going to have mine sitting on a rock. And I want that rock, again, these are kind of the back legs, so I'm not going to have these sitting on I'm not going to have these parts sitting on the rock, just these legs are. So I'm just going to kind of do a wavy line that comes down, across, and then back up. And there's my rock. You could put, maybe you have a little sea star on your rock. Freehanding a sea star. It's a little tricky. He's got small little bottom legs. I'll do some little dots for texture. You could put some, kelp leaves coming up. Again, you can add all kinds of things. You can do some little bubble circles. We do that a lot when we're showing something is under the water, or maybe he's not under the water. Maybe he's sitting outside of the water on the rock. And then this is your water. What did the octopus say to the other? I don't know. What did the octopus say to the other? And since we did pen today, I am ready to go straight into my pencils. So I'm going to color my little sea star in orange. Let's hold hands and hands and hands. I like it. And then I'm going to come in with my yellow. I'm going to color these spots. I'm actually going to go back to the orange too. Like I said, I think I'm going to do reds and oranges and yellows today. So just coloring all of these in. Has anyone ever seen an octopus in real life or touched one? Ooh, a blue ringed octopus. I love watching them move. I love seeing, there's lots of videos that show the small spaces they can get themselves in. I love that when they get all smashed down and they like slip through these little tiny areas where when you look at the octopus, you would think, well, that wouldn't fit under there. I like the way their bodies move. And all the different colors they can be. Okay, so I'm going to do those for the spots. And then coming back to my orange, I'm going to put my orange really dark in the little section circles. So all of these little circles I'm going to color in orange. If you gave your octopus teeth, sometimes octopus have this real V-shaped tooth. They have like these two big V-shaped teeth in the front of their mouth. It almost looks like one. It'd almost make it look like a vampire octopus. Tomorrow for our little fish doodle page, it will also be a coloring page. So when I share it in group tomorrow, it won't be colored in. And I'll post it into that. We have that new section under topics that says coloring pages. So once a week, I'm going to have a drawing that is a coloring page. So that way the people who don't really love to draw but love to color have an activity that they can do. So just know that when you come tomorrow, the drawing will not be in color. It will just be pen, and there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 7 different fish on our coloring page. So you'll get a chance to do a lot of different styles of fish. And just like with all of those doodle pages, you could add multiples of certain fish. You can fill the whole page, do lots of different shapes inside of it. That's what those doodle coloring sheets are all about. I think the other sea creature that I love watching move is our jellyfish. They're very calming to watch, but I'm petrified of being stung by one. I'm not really a huge fan of going into the ocean unless I can see in the water, but the problem with jellyfish is you can't always see them in the water. I do swim in the ocean, though, when I go see my mom in Florida. But you can see in that water, too. So there's all my little yellow parts underneath. And then I'm going to take a different orange, and I'm just going to color some of the bottom of those tentacles orange. Long Beach Aquarium where you can pet them. Oh, that's very cool. I've only seen them at the, well, I've seen them at a couple aquariums, but nowhere that you can pet them. I don't think I've ever touched one. I've touched a ray, like stingrays, They're very cool. They have like that soft velvety body. I have also swam with them. They're in Florida a lot. In fact, one time I went to a beach in Florida. It was the first time my mom had moved there. It was the first time I ever went to visit her. And she took me to a beach right before going to the airport. I spent my last day at the beach, and we went out, and the rays had bred. They had all their babies. And so all their babies were kind of buried in the sand. They were like burying themselves in the sand. So when you walked, you had to shuffle and drag your feet so you wouldn't step on them. And as you would shuffle your feet, their little babies which they weren't so little, they were just littler than the adults, would swim away. And there were so many of them. So many of them. So sometimes you would shuffle your feet and you would see, 20 plus rays swim away. No, I was not close to the standoff. The standoff, I'm not sure if there was ever any shooting. I never saw all of it. But I was not close to it. That's in a different neighborhood than what I live in. I have lots of friends over there, but I myself wasn't anywhere near where that was happening. I'm about 5 to 10 minutes away from it in a car. Again, I'm just doing the base of these tentacles orange, and then I'm going to color the rest in red. And I'll probably get my orange again just to blend it together a little bit. I'm not super worried about it being perfectly blended. Yes, I didn't even know it was happening at first. A girlfriend messaged me and she said, "Is this by where you live?" Because she doesn't live near me. So we looked it up. And then we were listening to the police scanners a bit. I'm just coming around all of these little yellow shapes. I don't want to really go over the top of them because if I do, since even though I'm coloring light, red is darker color, it will show up. And what it's going to end up doing to those spots if I color on top, do you know what colors red and yellow together will give you? What color would my spots turn if I put red on top of the yellow spots? Because it will make them look different. It'll turn them a different color. Around these eyes too. Orange, exactly. Yep, if I put the red on top of those yellow spots, my yellow spots will end up looking orange. Which is cool if I want them to look orange, but if I wanted them to look orange, I probably would have just colored them orange. So I'm going to try to keep them yellow and avoid coloring on top of them. So we do that a lot with the colored pencils where you'll hear me say, oh, you can color right on top of this because it won't show up. But sometimes you do have to think about what colors you're putting on top of each other, even if you're coloring lightly, because you might end up changing the color of what you originally put down. Now let's say I had colored those spots maybe a light pink or something, or maybe I colored the spots red and then I was coloring the octopus pink. I would probably go right over the top of the red with the pink because you wouldn't notice it. But some colors you just don't want to do that because you'll end up changing the color. I'm going to come down into these orange legs and blend it a little, make it a little bit darker down here at the tentacles. Take some of my red down into my orange. Blending it a bit. I'm not going too crazy with it, like I said, keeping it pretty simple. I could also use the blender pencil a little if I wanted to blend it a little bit more. They're just kind of going darker to lighter. Did some of you guys add some stuff to your backgrounds? Some ocean scenes in the back? Or maybe other little creatures. I know I did do that little starfish. I added that today. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. You'll have to share it in the group so we can see what you added. There will be an album for the octopus, or you can just add it straight onto the group page, or you can share it with me on Facebook. Little darker red lines coming down, up, just showing some texture, some red going all the way to the bottom. My daughter added a baby octopus and a fish. Oh, and her octopus is painting. That's an awesome idea. What a great idea, putting something in his hand. All right, there we go. So there's my octopus. Again, just kind of I could probably shade for hours. That's the problem with me trying to, when I do it, and I do it quickly, as I sit here and I just want to keep going, and I probably would get the blender pencil out and maybe even another red color to layer in. I can do that stuff for a long time. And then lastly, I'm just going to color my rock in. And I'm just going to do it gray, but I am again going to color, I'm going to color darker up towards these sections where the tentacles are sitting on it, because they would kind of be shading it. So I'm just going to color this in a little bit darker. Turn my page a bit, do this over here. And then I'll blend it down lighter. There we go, that's easier. Sometimes it's hard to keep the paper in the book. I don't know why I've been doing it lately, but I kind of like coloring the way the pencils color when there's papers behind them. It colors different than when it's on this hard board, but it's difficult to move the paper around when it's still inside the book. So I just kind of rip it out. I always store them in something anyways. I have kind of an art folder, but some people keep theirs always inside of a book, and you guys are just creating your own little art books. Filling all of your art books up with art. This is one of those drawings that takes more time to color than it did to actually draw. The octopus is a pretty fairly simple shape to do. Probably the trickiest part is just the layering of those tentacles, stacking them up. Yeah, everybody does something different with their art. Some people hang it all on the wall. Some put it in something. And you can always send your art to me too. We donate art to elder facilities in the area, and they pass them out to all the seniors that live there. We were going to donate them to some hospitals, but hospitals weren't taking any outside stuff for safety purposes. They might be now, but when we first started doing it, they weren't. But if you'd like to send me your art, you can. And that is pretty much it. I'm just going to color in these little circles, the little water bubbles. But like I said, maybe you don't have water bubbles. Maybe yours, the water is down here and he's sitting on a rock outside of the water. So it's totally up to you. And then I'm just going to write my info on the page. Just like that. And we are finished with our octopus. So don't forget to share your artwork with us. You can post it directly onto the page, or you can post it into the octopus album. or you can tag me in it on Instagram at Draw with Stacy. We do have one birthday today. We have Sabrina, who is celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday, Sabrina. I actually got to celebrate with you in a private drawing, but it sounds like today is your actual birthday, so I hope you are having an awesome actual birthday. And tomorrow we will be back at 11 a.m. for our fish doodle page. And I will also be giving a little sneak preview of that on Instagram today. So like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you get a couple little bonus things. I will be sharing some of that drawing. Otherwise, I will see you guys all tomorrow, and happy drawing. Thanks so much.